So what we want now is we want to do better than the shoes and socks method for finding the inverse of a rational tangle. Because this really long expression is probably not the best expression that we could write down for the inverse of this. There's probably some way of simplifying this big nasty thing so as to find a better expression for the inverse of this rational tangle other than just the shoes and socks approach. And so here's where the sort of what's originally called the rational tangle dance kind of comes in. And in the original formulation of the rational tangle dance, you get four people in a room, then they hold the four ends of ropes, right? And they do the big rational tangle dance steps. They become big square dancing steps almost in the classroom, right? Everyone take one step to your left, and that's how you rotate the whole circle, right? You two trade places and cross your ropes over is how a twist happens, right? And so they dance out and they form some complicated rational tangle. Let's suppose that it's this one that we've been studying, right? So we had them do 3 twists, and then we had them all rotate, then 2 more twists, then they all rotated, then they did 3 more twists. And at the end of that whole process, they end up with this tangled up mess, and then you put that mess inside of an envelope and you seal up the envelope, right? And so then what you do as the magician in this situation is you say, all right, we are going to do the following set of steps. And the claim is that this following set of steps is going to successfully untangle the tangle that's inside this envelope. Now, we know, based on what we've already studied, that we could lead the dancers through the shoes and socks approach. And that would require them to do what looks like 30, 35 plus steps in order to untangle this relatively simple looking thing. But we don't want to do that. We want to find a simpler way. And so what I would tell the dancers to do, if I were running the rational tangle dance magic trick on this, is I would tell them first to do a rotation. And so they would all rotate to the side. So we did an R. Then do a single twist. So this person would come up and over this person. I need to be super careful not to let anything get undone here. With actual dancers, it's easy. You just tell them, hold on to your rope. But I can't tell these little plastic pins to hold on to these shoelaces. Okay. So I did a rotation, and then I did a twist. Then I say, do another rotation. So we've done RTR now. And then I tell them, okay, do 2 twists. So this top one comes over the bottom one, but then that happens again. Now I end up with a new rational tangle. And so far our steps have been RT, RTT. And it looks like things are getting worse, not better. This is why it makes a great magic trick. Okay, do another rotation. Okay, now do 4 twists in a row, which, by the way, was something that we never saw happen in our shoes and socks approach. In all of our shoes and socks inverses, the T's and the R's are always just alternating. Here I'm having the dancers do 4 twists in a row. We're adding 4 more positive crossings. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, everything starts to look worse, not better. Uh-oh. My little loop knot came undone. There we go. Okay, so now I've done RT, RTT, RT to the 4th. Do another rotation. Now do 2 more twists. Now the strings start to get very short. 1 twist, 2 twists. Bring this down here. Okay. And so you have the dancers hold up their concoction in front of everybody. It looks like a hot mess, right? There's a bunch of twists inside an envelope. There's a bunch of twists happening outside the envelope. And then what do you do as the magician? You walk up to the envelope with a pair of scissors and you cut the envelope apart. With a Ziploc bag, I can do at least part of it without demolishing anything. And careful not to have no one let go of their ropes, because it will completely ruin the illusion. There we go. So you take the envelope away, and then you tell the dancers, all right, shake out your ropes. And they shake out their ropes, and we have an empty tangle. So that's the impressive magic trick that is the rational tangle dance, right? You have them create some nasty looking tangle, you put that tangle inside of an envelope, and then you call out the steps that you want them to do to untangle their tangle. After they do all those steps, everything looks like a mess, you take the envelope away, all the twists undo themselves, and we have an empty tangle once again. And somehow, we were able to do that not in 35 or 36 or however many steps that the shoes and socks method would have taken us, but we did it in a lot fewer. I actually only used 13 steps to undo this particular rational tangle. And so the question that we want to try to wrestle with to close today is, how could that be possible? How could it possibly work to undo that rational tangle dance in fewer steps than the shoes and socks method would indicate that we can?